Hi there, this is Doug Tidwell with Totally Bananas for Jesus. I want to thank you for volunteering to help us at our child sponsorship table. You're making the difference in the lives of needy children around the world, and you're enabling us to go on and share our concert ministry at another school this morning while you're running our table. We used to always stay over and run this table ourselves, but we could only visit 2 schools a week. So you're helping to further our ministry by doing this, and we really appreciate you. I want to try to make it as simple as possible and easy to understand. If you run into any questions, you can call me at 615-713-0589. That's 615-713-0589. We will leave a box of supplies with you, and it's best to start setting up your table about a half hour before the first students are dropped off. The school should supply you with a table, and then take this orange plastic tablecloth and cover the table with that. Once you've covered it with the orange tablecloth, then take a bag of these picture folders out of the box and spread them out on the table. We like to alternate them, girl, boy, girl, boy. It makes it easier because the little boys usually like to sponsor boys, and the little girls usually like to sponsor girls. On the back of the table, from right to left, put a stack of these Wow Hits CDs right here. Next to that, put our Totally Bananas for Jesus music CD. And next to that, put a bunch of pairs of flashing sunglasses. Next to that, here are special envelopes and extra letters. These are the letters like the children took home from school yesterday, and some of them are bringing back their letter with the permission slip to sponsor a child. So when a child comes up to the table with their permission slip like this, I usually take it from them and look at it and make sure that it's all filled out and that there is a parental signature either on the permission slip, somewhere on the permission slip, or if they've enclosed a check, at least that there's a permission or a signature on the check. Once you've looked at it, I hand it back to them along with any money or check that they have with it and say, here, why don't you hold on to this while you look at the pictures of the children and choose the one that you want to sponsor and write to. See, it tells you their name, it tells you when they were born, female or male, and the name of their country. So look them over and see which one you'd like to help. And then when you've chosen the one you want, I'll fix you up and give you your thank you presents. And then while they're looking, if other students have come up to the table, you can do the same thing, look at their permission slip and make sure it's filled out right, and then give it back to them. The reason to give it back to them is so you don't get mixed up and get the wrong permission slip from the wrong child. Once they've chosen the one, say they chose this child to sponsor, then I look at it many times and I say, oh, his name is Ariane and he lives in Brazil. And then what you do is you pull the envelope out of the back here. There is a green envelope. It's green on one side, white on the other. You pull it out and open it up. This has the child's name and ID number on it. So then I take their permission slip, and if they brought a check or cash with it, I take it all and put it in the envelope. So you keep this envelope, make a stack of them, and then give the rest of this folder to the child and say, here, take this home with you. And then I give them their thank you presents, their CDs, and their flashing glasses. It's very important to test the flashing glasses. You have to tear the bag open, and then there's their little plastic battery protector, which you usually have to pull out. It keeps the batteries from making contact so they don't go dead. So you pull that out, and then I show them, see the little black button? You mash and click it to turn them on. The second time is slower. The third time is solid. And the fourth time turns it off. So then I give them their glasses and I tell them to take all that home with them. If the parent is with them, I'll explain to the parent that they'll be receiving the welcome kit in the mail in about 2 weeks, and it'll have the address where they can write to their sponsored child. Now I'm going to come up close to the camera and show you this permission slip more closely so you can see what it looks like. It looks like this. And it's very important that the contact information for the family is filled out over here. Even if they don't have their phone number or email address, as long as they have the mailing address, that'll work. And up here is a place for the parent to sign. If they want to do credit or debit card, the parent can fill out the info here to pay their monthly payment by that, and there's a signature place down there. So it's important to make sure that there's a signature on the slip either here, or if they paid by check, as long as there's a parental signature on the check, that's fine too. Just as long as there's at least one parental signature, we're good. The only time you really have to worry is if they paid by cash and there's no parental signature. Then you might question the child just a little more, make sure that the parent really wanted to sponsor. If you're not sure you believe them, you could always ask the office to give the parent a call and make sure that they really wanted to sponsor a child. So that's what the permission slip looks like. Let me get back over to the table here and show you. There's also another thing. Some of the students who are not able to sponsor a child will come to the table to purchase our flashing glasses or a CD of our music. So those are $10 a piece. They may bring cash or they may bring a check. If the parent is there and asks who to make the check to, ask them to make it to Doug Tidwell. If you forget my name, it's on the back of the CD here where it says Doug and Linda Tidwell are totally bananas for Jesus. So, but sometimes checks will be made out to Child Fund or to Totally Bananas for Jesus, or the line will just be blank about who to make it out to. Don't worry, that's just fine. As long as they have a $10 check or a $20 check to purchase items, that's just fine, even if they make it out incorrectly. Or they can do cash. So we sell this CD for $10. We sell these flashing sunglasses for $10. We do not sell the WOW CDs. Those are only, and in fact, let me explain more clearly. Those are only if the parent filled out the permission slip to pay with credit card. If they filled out the debit and credit card section on the right-hand side of the permission slip, then they get this extra thank you gift. So to make it clear again, everyone who signs up to sponsor gets one of these CDs and a pair of flashing sunglasses. That's if they did cash or check. But if they do credit card, then they also get the WOW CD. So they get 3 thank you presents if they sponsor with credit card. They get 2 thank you presents if they sponsor with cash or check. One other thing you may run into is some students or parents coming to the table and just wanting to make a one-time donation. In fact, once in a while, when you look carefully at the permission slip, make sure that they didn't just write on there one-time donation. If they did, then instead of them choosing a picture of a child to sponsor, you just take one of these special envelopes, these special white envelopes, and you put their donation in there. And if the parent wants to, they can fill out their name and address to receive a receipt in the mail. I usually keep the table going until 20 or 30 minutes after school starts, because sometimes you'll have stragglers coming by the table even after school has begun to sponsor a child. Sometimes parents are running late and they actually come by the table and want to sign up. If a parent comes and doesn't have one of the letters, you have extra ones here to give them. They can just fill out the permission slip, and then choose the child they want to sponsor. Once school has started and all the stragglers have come by and no one else is coming to the table, go ahead and pack up the table and put everything back into the cardboard box we left with you, or whatever type of container we left with you. It's very important to make sure that these green envelopes with the permission slips and maybe checks or cash in them, that they all go into the box. Please do not seal any of these envelopes, because when we receive them, we have to open them up and look and make sure everything is filled out correctly before we send them into Child Fund. So do not seal any envelopes. Just enclose them all in the box and then leave it with the office. We will either be picking it up in a couple of days, or we may put a pre-addressed shipping label on it for UPS to pick it up and send it on to us. One other thing, in the box you will find some of these audio Gospels of John on CD. When you go to turn the box into the school office, ask them if any teachers turned in sheets listing students who asked Jesus into their heart at our concert. And if they did, ask them for a total number of students. And then however many students there were, if there were 5 or 10 or 15, however many there were, leave enough of these audio Gospels of John for them to pass on one to each of those students. And then the remainder of them can go back in the box to be shipped back to us. Again, I want to thank you so much for your willingness to help us out. You're literally helping us to extend our ministry. Instead of having to stay over and do this table ourselves, we're able to share our ministry and share the gospel at another school this morning, and able to give more students the opportunity to sponsor a needy child. Thank you so much. God bless you. And again, if you run into any trouble or have any questions, you can call me at 615-713-0589. That's 615-713-0589. Thank you, and God bless you.